are all going through online school right now, and if we don't do it correctly, we just might lose our mind. So here are a few tips that I've used myself that I find really effective, and that I believe that it will be effective to you guys as well. And so let's just get on with the video. The first one is to find an alternative instead of going on your phone. Find something else to distract you. When you're on Zoom classes or just any platform at all, you're tempted to go on your phone if you're not taking notes. Of course, you're going to want to scroll through Pinterest or TikTok or Instagram, and it's not really something that you have to think about. You just take your phone and you're just scrolling. It doesn't require as much effort. I find that whenever I am distracted and I'm not listening to the teacher, I can hear the teacher's voice like really, really far away. I use a squishy ball, and it takes much effort to squish the ball, and at the same time, I don't know how to explain the phenomenon behind that, but when you squish the ball, you're focused on squishing the ball, which makes you focus on what the teacher is saying. So instead of actually having the teacher as background noise and you being on your phone, using the ball will help you actively listen to your teacher instead of passively listening to them while you're on your phone. The second one is to attend your classes. And if you have lectures later on throughout the day that you can just rewatch over and over again. I don't actually have lectures. I'm in college. I don't even know if college have lectures like that, but I don't have lectures, so I have to attend each and one of my classes. But for people in university, attending class will actually help you. As my mom would always say, la répétition est la clé du succès. If you attend a class and then you hear it in the lecture as well, since you kind of hear it twice, it'll most likely stay in your brain. The third one is to actually participate in class. I had an activity last week in class where we had to call dental offices in order to ask them a few questions. And by asking them those questions, I actually retained information, what I had to know in that class, more than if like I was just listening to the teacher talking and not actually participating. I find that it works really well when the teacher actually does little quizzes or groups on Zoom classes, or ask you questions. Actually answer the question, don't just stay awkwardly staring at your teacher. It'll actually help you retain the information much better. And it'll help the teacher to know that she is not teaching to a wall. The fourth one is to find a location where you associate that place only to study. I mentioned this in another video of mine where you need to find a place that you dedicate only to study and not just like studying on your bed and slack off where you're just gonna probably end up falling asleep. Whether it's the library, a kitchen, the desk in your room, when you associate a place only to study, you know that whenever you're in that area, it's time to study. It's not time to do anything else other than studying. For example, if I'm studying on my desk and it's time for my break, I'm not gonna sit on my desk during the break. I'm gonna walk around, or maybe just go to my window and breathe in some fresh air, or I don't know, lay on the floor because I'm tired. And then when I go back to my desk and find myself wanting to watch Netflix or YouTube, I feel a bit weird because I associated my desk for work, whether it's studying, editing, or anything else. So when I do something else that's not studying, my brain is kind of like, yeah, what are you doing? You're supposed to be studying. The next tip is to get dressed. I find that whenever I actually have an outfit on me and not just PJs, I'm more awake and attentive to what the teacher is saying, compared to if you just get out of your bed and you have your PJs on and you just go on your classes. Taking walks. This is so crucial because we are inside the house all day long, staring at our computer or at our phone, and we're not really going outside because we can't. Taking the time to actually getting dressed, putting your boots on, your coat on, and taking a walk actually helps your mental health. Sometimes I myself don't want to get out of the house. I do not want to take walks. I'm so comfortable in where I am. But find an accountability partner. Find somebody that can call you up on certain dates that you guys have scheduled and take the walk with that person. I find that having an accountability partner really helps, because if you just tell yourself, I'm going to take a walk on that day, you don't really have anybody to hold you accountable for what you're doing. You could just say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later on, and end up never doing it. The next one is to distance the distraction. If you have to take your phone, literally take your phone and put it in the other room, do so, because once you're at your desk and you're ready to start class, you don't want any distraction. In the same vein of distancing the distraction in order for you to take notes, taking notes on paper is much better than typing them into the computer. You'll be more focused on your class and more prone to taking notes and actively learning instead of passively listening to what your teacher is teaching. So the four last tips is to use apps to block the distractions. I mentioned in a previous video, to use Flora as an app, but it's also a Google Chrome extension that you can use on your computer. And so while you're in class, by using the ad block, you can block the websites for you not to go on them. And last but very not least is to put your classes on full screen. This will remove the temptation of going onto other websites, and it will also make it seem like you're locked on the screen of your class and you can't go anywhere else. And these are all the effective tips I have in order to stay productive, focused, while spending the whole day on a computer. I hope these were super helpful to you guys. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. If you made it this far into the video, comment this emoji right here so I know that you're a real one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.